I knew it was coming. From the moment I told Damian, no, my fate was sealed. I wasn't just another student at this school anymore. I was their target. The storm breaks, it began small. A missing notebook, a torn gym uniform, laughter whenever I walked into class. Then it escalated. Someone shoved me into a locker. Someone else spilled water over my homework. At lunch, I found my tray knocked from my hands, food splattering across the floor as the cafeteria roared with laughter everywhere. I went, whispers followed me. Country girl, loser, prey. But I refused to bow. Each night, I came home to Mom's tired smile and Ethan's encouragement. They reminded me why I was here, why I couldn't give up, but something inside me was changing. It wasn't just survival anymore. It was something sharper, darker. I wanted them to hurt the way I hurt an unexpected friend. One afternoon, as I sat alone beneath the old oak tree behind the library, someone dropped a bottle of water beside me. I looked up to see Chloe. "You look like hell," she said bluntly. I gave a bitter laugh. "Thanks, that's exactly what I needed to hear." She sat down beside me, her expression softer now. "Aria, you can't keep taking this. They'll crush you." "What choice do I have?" I snapped. "If I fight, I lose. If I don't fight, I lose anyway." Chloe's eyes narrowed. "Not if you play smart." Her words hung in the air. Play smart. For the first time, I wondered, what if I could turn their own games against them? The breaking point the next week, the crew struck harder than ever. It happened during science class. While the teacher's back was turned, Sophia accidentally knocked a beaker from the table, sending glass and chemicals spilling across my desk. The teacher spun around, saw the mess, and immediately blamed me. "Aria Anderson, detention." My protests meant nothing. Sophia smirked, her lips painted crimson. The class laughed. Something inside me snapped. That evening, as I scrubbed the classroom floors for detention, my mind burned. Enough humiliation. Enough injustice. If they wanted a fight, I would give them one. The first step of revenge. I began to watch them. Not openly, but carefully. I learned where they liked to sit at lunch, who they whispered to in the hallways, what teachers turned a blind eye when they misbehaved. I memorized their weaknesses: Tyler's arrogance, Sophia's vanity, and Damian, his strange sense of justice hidden beneath cruelty. I didn't know why he had stopped Sophia once before, but I knew one thing: he wasn't invincible either. For days, I gathered information quietly. And then I struck, turning the tables. It began with Tyler. During gym, he always showed off, dunking basketballs while the others cheered. So when he left his shoes in the locker room unattended, I saw my chance. I poured water inside them. By the time he put them back on, the entire class was laughing at his squelching steps. His fury was delicious. For once, the laughter wasn't aimed at me. Next was Sophia. She lived for attention, for her perfect image. So one morning, I slipped a tiny bottle of ink into her bag. When she opened it in class, the cap popped off. Black liquid splashed across her pristine white blouse. Her scream echoed through the room as students gasped and laughed. Her flawless mess cracked. And me? I sat quietly, hiding my smile. The confrontation, but revenge doesn't stay hidden forever. One evening, as the sky burned orange, Damian found me on the rooftop. "You've been busy," he said, his voice calm but edged. Froze. "What are you talking about?" He stepped closer, his eyes unreadable. "Tyler's humiliation, Sophia's disaster. Don't play innocent. I know it was you." My heart pounded, but I lifted my chin. So what if it was? For a long moment, silence stretched between us. Then Damian smiled. "Good," he said simply. I blinked. "Good." He nodded. "Finally, you're not just taking hits. You're fighting back. Confusion swirled inside me. Was he praising me or testing me? Before I could answer, he leaned close. Careful, Aria. Revenge has a price. And once you start, you can't stop. Then he walked away, leaving me trembling. The spark becomes a flame that night. I lay awake, Damian's words echoing in my head. Revenge has a price. But hadn't I already paid enough? My father's betrayal. Victoria Hayes stealing everything. The humiliation at school. No, the price had already been paid. Now it was time to collect. I closed my eyes and whispered to the darkness, this is my story, and I won't be their victim anymore. The final act the next week, the school buzzed with rumors, whispers of the midnight crew losing their grip. Tyler's temper, Sophia's embarrassment. People started looking at me differently, not as prey, but as someone to watch. It all came to a head during assembly. As the principal droned on, Sophia made her move. She shoved me in front of the entire school, shouting, "Look, the country girl who thinks she's better than us." Laughter rippled through the hall. But this time, I didn't shrink. I straightened my shoulders, turned to face her, and spoke loudly. At least I don't need a crew to make me feel important. Gasps filled the room. Sophia's face twisted with rage, and for the first time, I saw fear flicker in her eyes because she realized her power was slipping. The beginning of something greater. When the assembly ended, I walked out alone. But I didn't feel alone. For the first time since I stepped into this city, I felt strong. The road ahead would be hard. Victoria Hayes still held everything that once belonged to my family. The midnight crew still ruled the shadows of the school. And Damian was still watching me, his motives hidden, but I knew one thing for certain. This was no longer just survival. This was revenge, and it was only the beginning.